Speech is the most important topic of any poem, and for your convenience, I've highlighted all the figures of speech in different colors. The first line has inversion. I wrote some lines once on a time. The proper prose order should have been once on a time I wrote some lines. In the second line, you can see there is an alliteration because of the repetition of letter M. Alright? Now, there is one more figure of speech here because wondrous and merry, they both mean the same. So, the figure of speech here is tautology. Tautology means when the same meaning words are used in the same line. Alright, in the line number 3, there is a repetition of letter A. So, again, the figure of speech here is alliteration. The same meaning words are used in the same line. Alright, in the line number 3, there is a repetition of letter A. So, again, the figure of speech here is alliteration. The line number 4, they were exceeding good. That means there is an exaggeration of the goodness of the poem. The poet says that it was too good. Now, there is a repetition in this line. So is repeated and quer is repeated here. Now, there is again alliteration here. I is repeated, or you can even say I is a word. So the repetition of the word is there. So the figure of speech here is repetition. Now, there is again exaggeration. The poet says that he would die of laughter. This is basically used to exaggerate, to show how funny the poem was. Now, a sober man am I is again an inversion because the correct prose order should have been I am a sober man. Now, next line has alliteration. C is repeated. Now we'll move on to this line. These two lines will take it combined because slender and mighty, these are two contrasting ideas placed together. So, the figure of speech here is antithesis. And in this line, there is one more figure of speech because here the word limb indicates not only a part of the body but the whole person. So the figure of speech here is synecdoche. What is synecdoche? When the part of something is represented by the whole, or the whole of something is represented by the part. Alright? Now, there is again alliteration. The sound of letter the is repeated here. TH makes the sound. Here again alliteration, and again there is alliteration here. Now we'll move on to the next stanza. Here you can see saw and peep. Alright, so both of these words means the same thing, and hence the figure of speech of this line will be tautology. Alright, in the next line you can see the letter H is repeated. Hence again alliteration. Here the sound of gr, gr is repeated. So again alliteration. Now here there is a repetition of the word ear. So the figure of speech here will be repetition. But you can also see that I've highlighted something here short from ear to ear. So this is also an exaggeration. The grin grew so big that it was from one ear to the other. Seems to exaggerate the state of his smile. Alright, so the figure of speech here will be hyperbole. Now, he read the third, a chuckling noise. And again, now what is chuckling? It's a sound. Alright, where a word conveys the sound that is to be expressed. Alright, now the chuckling sound is made because of his laughter. Alright, so I began to hear. So I began to hear. Now began to hear is an inversion. It should have been I began to hear now should have been the correct prose order. So for this line, the figure of speech is inversion. Now we move on to the next. Again, there is a sound here. So the figure of speech here is roar. Roar is the sound of loud laugh and is depicted here in this line. So the next is his waistband split. This is an exaggeration. Alright. The sequence of the laughter is exaggerated. The consequence actually of his laughter has been exaggerated to the extent that his waistband had split due to laughter. Alright. in the next line also, you can see that tumbled in a fit. The consequences of this uncontrollable laughter was that the servant tumbled in a fit of laughter. There is a ROFL word which has nowadays recently used in WhatsApp, rolling out, something like that. I don't know. Rolling on the floor, laughing. So this is exactly the same situation. Now, 10 days and night with sleepless eye. This is very important line because it has got many figures of speech in this, because days and night, they are opposite in meaning. First, that means it is an antithesis. Alright. Now there is sleepless eye. Alright. The adjective sleepless have been transferred from the poet to the I. Alright. So there is transferred epithet here. Now we come to here. See, the I stand for the poet as a whole who had been sleepless, and not just the eyes alone. So here one more figure of speech is there, synecdoche. So this line has got antithesis, synecdoche, and there is one more figure of speech in the same very line, that is hyperbole. Why? Because again the laughter is exaggerated for making us wonder the funniness of the poem and to show its effect by exaggerating it to a whole new level. How can a person can go on 10 days a night without sleeping and watching somebody's wretched condition, helpless condition? So this is a sort of an exaggeration. So again the figure of speech here is hyperbole. Now, I watched that wretched man also done, and since I never dare to write as funny as I can. So the last line has simile in it. The use of the word in any sentence makes the line a simile. When you're comparing something here, there is a direct comparison between this poem and the poems that he could have composed in future.